Looks like I'm your round one. Yeah, no, I actually built this deck yesterday. I'm super excited to try it out, though I haven't really gotten a chance to test the ratios. All right, let's check out that opener.
Good afternoon, Jank enthusiasts! I'm MBT, and this is 10-Minute Testing. Every couple of months, I'm pretty sure there's a betting pool down at Konami headquarters. In it, beleaguered designers from across Japan gather to ascertain the worst Yu-Gi-Oh! Archetype of all time. Then they go about fixing it. In BitPro, they've taken a stab at Assault Mode, so we will too. So here's the list. As always, I'll give you a background about the archetype, a little bit of a discussion about what I hope the deck can do, and of course the card by card. But first, this video is sponsored by Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro Deck. Despite what some Yu-Gi-Tubers who shall not be named would have you believe, the TCG is alive and well. And if you're looking to start your journey into paper, there's no better place to begin than Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro Deck. With up-to-the-minute reporting on every major tournament worldwide, searchable and interactable pie charts and deck lists, and all the bells and whistles you've come to expect from one of the best draft and collection management sites on the net, Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro Deck is the place to be. Check it out today at www.ygoprodeck.com. Now back to the video. With that, let's assuage our fears about Assault Mode's playability. Assault Mode is a series of cards designed as main deck upgrades to the powerful synchros from 5Ds. These include Jack and Yusei's aces, but extend all the way down to also-rans like Hyper Psychic Blaster and Colossal Fighter. Unfortunately, these cards' summoning conditions doomed them to the dumpster. One had to summon the synchro, then use the trap card Assault Mode Activate to summon the brick from the deck. Aside from the rogue playable Stardust and the retrained monsters used as a synchro suite, these cards never lived up to their own hype. Until now! There's new support in BitPro that borders on comical. Among them, a synchro that lets you set and activate Assault Mode on the same turn, a field spell that lets you tribute a synchro from the extra deck, and an Assault Mode that's both a finisher and Rhoda. We're supplementing this deck with White Albaz, which is one of the premium ways to make an 8-star synchro, as well as add a little bit of layering to your end board. On a good day, we can end on a couple of Stardust Assault Modes, a flexible Ecclesia Synchro, Fallen and the Virtuous, and a Counter Trap. On a bad day, we can end on a Stardust Dragon and a Dream. So with that, let's get into the card by card. First up, the Assault Modes. We are playing the new Crimson Blader Assault Mode, which has to be special summoned with Assault Mode Activate, and can be revealed in the hand to add an Assault Mode Activate or a card that mentions it from your deck to your hand, then shuffle this card back into the deck. Your opponent can't activate the effects of level 5 or higher special summoned monsters from the extra deck, and if this card is destroyed, you can special summon a Crimson Blader from your graveyard. We're on 2 copies of Stardust Dragon Assault Mode, 3 Psy Reflector, 1 Assault Beast, and 1 Assault Sentinel. We've paired that with an Assault Lich, which, if it would be used as synchro material, can be treated as a non-tuner, and if normally special summoned, can special summon a monster that mentions Assault Mode Activator or level 4 or lower zombie from your graveyard. If sent to the graveyard as synchro material, you can add an Assault Slash or an Assault Counter from your deck to your hand. We are playing the latter. We are on 2 copies of Fallen of the White Dragon. If in your hand, you can send a monster that mentions Fallen of Albaz from your extra deck to the graveyard to special summon this card. Also, you can special summon from the extra deck for the rest of the turn, except for level 8 fusion or synchro monsters, and if normally special summoned, you can special summon an Ecclesia monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard. We are playing the tuner Incredible Ecclesia the Virtuous, as well as 1 Fallen of Albaz. Unfortunately, this card's name is Fallen of Albaz, which impacts deck building. We can only play 2/1 if we want to get the most value off of our Ecclesia of the Black Dragon. For spells, we're on 3 Dual Evolution Assault Zone. When activated, you can add a monster that mentions Assault Mode Activate from your deck or graveyard to your hand, and Assault Mode monsters can't be destroyed by battle or your opponent's card effects during the turn they are special summoned. You can pay 2,000, and then once this turn, you can activate an Assault Mode Activate by tributing a synchro monster in your extra deck. You can only activate this card once per turn, and each effect is once per turn as well. We're playing 3 copies of Emergency Teleport and 2 copies of the Fallen and the Virtuous to pair alongside 2 Assault Mode Activate and 1 Assault Counter. For non-engine, we are on 3 Fuelos, 3 Ash Blossom and Joy Spring, 3 Droll and Lockbird, 3 Nibiru, 1 Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit, and a Called by the Grave. In the extra, we are on a whole slew of branded monsters. We are on a 12 Snake Eyes Vengeance, an 11 Jurashin, a 9 Stellar Wind Wolf Ryet. Our targets 4 are Assault Mode, 1 Crimson Blader and 2 Stardust Dragon, an Excel Synchro Stardust Dragon that can get us to a 9 easily. Because we have access to additional 8s, we can go Scarlight Red if we're going second, or Psy-Frame Lord Omega if we've opened the stones. And we've got Nightwing Priestess. This card's unbelievable. Tuner and a non-tuner. If special summoned, can set an Assault Mode Activate from your hand, deck, or graveyard and can activate it this turn. You can discard a card to add to your hand or special summon a monster that mentions Assault Mode Activate from the deck. Also, you can't special summon from the extra deck except for synchro monsters. Finally, we've got Ecclesia of the Black Dragon, which during the main phase can banish this card, and if you do special summon a Fallen of Albaz or a level 4 or lower monster that mentions it from your deck or graveyard, if in your your graveyard, you can target a level 8 fusion monster in your graveyard of banishment and a card on the field, shuffle both cards and this card into the deck. This card's fantastic at getting access to your white Albaz if you are already able to make it, or interrupting your opponent on their turn with Fallen of Albaz. In the side, we've got 3 Dark Ruler No More, 1 Anti-Spell Fragrance, triple Meowls, triple Perulia, 1 Crossout Designator, triple Droplet, and a triple Tactics Talent. So with that, let's check out a game. Our first match is up against Megalith Mitsurugi, and I'll be honest, this game just showcases what the deck can do uninterrupted. We've opened pretty well. We're going to begin with a Fulos just in case, then fire off a Psy Reflector. That's going to grab from deck to hand a copy of Dual Evolution Assault Zone, and we'll use that to grab an Assault Beast, which we will trade in for an Assault Mode Activate. We'll reveal it for the Psy Reflector to bring back the Assault Beast, modulate it to a 7, and make the Nightwing Priestess. From here, we can set a copy of Assault Mode Activate, then fire off the effect of the Dual Evolution so we can activate it immediately, tributing a copy of Stardust from extra deck for a Stardust Dragon Assault Mode. Next, we'll go for Nightwing and summon a copy of Assault Lich from deck, then activate the effect of the Assault Lich in order to summon back the Assault Beast into an Ecclesia of the Black Dragon. We'll use its effect for white Albaz, then use its effect to summon the other Ecclesia, so we can finally go into another Stardust Dragon as we set 2 and pass. Our opponent draws for turn, and we will flip up this copy of Assault Mode Activate at the earliest opportunity, firing off the Droll and Lockbird in response to the pre-preparation of rights. Good against any deck playing the Mitsurugi monsters. They'll go for Reasoning, we will call a 4, and thankfully we do hit it here, grabbing this copy of Kusanagi as they activate Portal. They'll go for Mirror, we will Assault Mode that, and afterwards we're going to go for the Habakiri, which we will let resolve because they can't add any more cards from deck to hand. They'll scoop it up, and we'll take a quick first game. So that's how the deck performs on the play, but what does it do on the draw? Well, for game 2, our opponent is on Cool Tune, a deck that I really like and love seeing see success. Our opponent's going to begin with a copy of Cool Tune Synchro in order to grab a copy of Q. They're going to activate the effect of the Q. We will activate Ash Blossom Joy Spring, hoping to cut them off, only to see the JJ Cool Tune into a normal summoned Ash. They will tribute that for a copy of Mix, then trigger the effect of the Mix to get the missing Rico before synchroing off for a Remix, activating the effect of the Q, banishing our only Ecclesia, no, and giving us a useless copy of Perulia on top of our deck. We'll activate it immediately, and hopefully we'll be able to play through this. Though the board doesn't look foreboding, it's really powerful. We'll begin with Dual Evolution Assault Zone and fire off our Rhoda afterwards. We're going to go for Psy Reflector into the Remix activation. That's going to get us a copy of Assault Beast to hand, but them a copy of Trackmaker. They'll trigger the effect of the Trackmaker and the Clip and the Mix in sequence in order to remove the monster from our side of the field and banish something from our extra. We will go for White Albaz as they summon Clip. We get to draw off Perulia, but they get to go for Loudness War. They'll go Trackmaker to return it to the hand, not like it was doing much anyway with the Ecclesia safely in banish. We will pass turn and trigger the effect of the Albion here. They are going to bounce our set card, and I don't think this copy of Fallen on the Virtuous is going to be enough to contest their play, but I guess we'll find out. They're going to begin with JJ Cool Tune into Q. They'll trigger the effect of the Q for a red Nova, and we will just go ahead and try to end the Loudness War. They will chain to banish a random card face down, and then afterwards they will synchro off for a Trackmaker. Trackmaker 1, red Nova 2, Clip 3, please stop giving me Fulos on top of the deck, and down comes Rico. Rico triggers here, which enables them to get a Cool Tune from deck to hand, and then afterwards they can normal summon a Rico to go into Loudness War once again. They will Trackmaker our field spell back before going to the battle phase, doing 33 and 15. They'll follow it up with a Cool Tune Synchro, which grabs them a Cool Tune into an RS, triggering the effect of the Clip in order to banish another card face down before getting in for lethal. So it's time for game 3, and you know what that means, a best of 3 versus meta. Our opponent's on what else but Yummy Mitsurugi, and they are going first. They're going to begin with a copy of Cookie Yummy into Yummy Snatchy, setting a copy of Mignon. They're going to trigger the effect to bring back this Cookie Yummy into a Cupsy Yummy Way, whose effect they will activate, prompting a Droll and Lockbird from us. This Nibiru is going to have to carry, and it just might. They'll go Marshmallow into Metal Marcher. Unfortunately, this is probably one of the last opportunities we're going to have to stop them before Herald, but if we trade for Herald in a position where they don't get a Mitsurugi monster, I think I'm okay with it. They're going to go Lolipo Yummy Way and bring back a couple of monsters before going to IP Masquerena and trying to pass. We will go for the Nibiru to trade for the Herald, but we might be able to beat this. We'll draw for turn. In draw phase, we'll activate Emergency Teleport for Psy Reflector. We'll trigger the effect in order to grab the field spell, playing a little bit around Droll and Lockbird. We'll go for the Assault Zone here in order to grab an Assault Beast, and Droll still does kind of cook us alive here. We can normally Assault Beast and threaten battle to go into Little Knight, and that has prevented them from really getting to anything else. They will go ahead and go to the battle phase attacking in for 16 before in main phase 2 just passing. Maybe we can make this happen. We do have another Psy Reflector. We will activate the effect here. We will grab a copy of Assault Sentinel. Unfortunately, because we only play the one Assault Beast, this is going to be the best way we can do it, but unfortunately they top deck a Prayer. So we do have a Droll and Lockbird. They still can get something done with the Ritual in hand. They will summon from deck here the Ame no Murakumo, eat our last remaining monster, and get in for a little under lethal. In main phase 2, they're going to link off for a Dynamondo in order to deal with the field spell. Then afterwards, they're going to normal summon the Fulos into Almirage, and what do you know, that's a link 1 into Lolipo Yummy, getting rid of this Psy Reflector as they synchro into a Cookie Yummy way. We will draw for turn, and that probably won't do it. We're going to lead Fuelos. They will summon a couple of cards from the yard, one of which is a Cupsy Yummy, which will trigger. We will go ahead and normal summon this copy of Assault Sentinel, hoping for the best, but unfortunately it will just be Dynamondoed. So it's time for game 2, and this time our opponent has a lone Ash Blossom and Joy Spring into our Called by the Grave. We're going to go for Psy Reflector here. We're going to activate the effect and grab a copy of Dual Evolution Assault Zone. We'll activate the effect and go in for an Assault Beast and an Assault Mode activate, then activate the effect of the Psy Reflector to summon back this copy of Assault Beast. We'll increase by 3 and go into Nightwing Priestess. We'll activate the effect in order to activate an Assault Mode activate, and we'll pay 2,000 so we contribute from extra. We will go ahead and contest the Ash Blossom because I feel like we're going to be able to contest anything else afterwards, courtesy of our Stardust Dragon Assault Mode. Then we'll go Nightwing, discarding a card in order to summon an Assault Lich from deck. We'll trigger the effect of the Assault Lich to bring back the Beast and make an Ecclesia of the Black Dragon. Assault Lich is going to grab us the counter as we go for Ecclesia for a Fallen of the White Dragon. That effect will trigger, we'll grab an Ecclesia from deck and then synchro for another Stardust Dragon as we set 3 and get Ecclesia back. Our opponent's going to begin with Prayers. We will just go ahead and counter that because they 2-for-1 off of it. They'll trigger the effect of the Futsu. We will activate Assault Mode activate as they go ahead and grab a copy of Amino Murakumo to hand. They will Mitsurugi Ritual here. Obviously, we can't let that happen. We will negate it, at which point they will normal summon a Cupsy Yummy. They'll activate the effect for a surprise. We will fall on the Virtuous in order to destroy it, and then they'll go for a surprise to summon one back. We will chain our Stardust Dragon Assault Mode. We know all but one card in the hand, and thankfully it's a whiff. We will just go ahead and summon back our Stardust Dragon Assault Modes. Not much they can do from here. Albion will set a copy of the Fallen and the Virtuous, and our Ecclesia will even cycle back to the hand. We'll draw for turn, and this is lethal on board, so let's just switch everyone to attack position and get in for 25, 25, 3, and 3. Easy game 2. So it's time for that all-important game 3, and wow, it looks like it's going to be Mitsurugi Pure here. Unfortunately for me, this Droll and Lockbird isn't activatable in the draw phase. It will go Futsu trigger here, and then go to the main phase, activating the effect of Habakiri in order to grab a Saji from deck, tributing it immediately. Saji will trigger, and we will activate Droll and Lockbird. Easy win into Called by the Grave. Okay, well, that'll do it. The Nibiru might come up, but I don't know. They're going to go for Habakiri here. They'll trigger the effect of the Kusanagi and the Aramasa in order to grab another Habakiri, as well as the Ritual back. They will Ritual from deck here, bringing out the Murakumo. Then they'll go for Habakiri in order to summon itself back and grab the Trap. Mirror will cycle into the Futsu, and the Murakumo will trigger, summoning itself, before they overlay for a copy of the Zombie Vampire. Rather than them get 2 Yummies, I will activate Nibiru. They will chain Murakumo, and we don't pitch the Nibiru because I actually want the Assault Lich in Graveyard. That way, what happens next can happen. We will go Psy Reflector. We'll go ahead and grab a copy of the Field Spell activate into a Ghost Bell, and Haunted Mansion miserable. But we can go Psy Reflector, targeting the Assault Lich we pitched. I'm excited about this play until they just flip a copy of Prayers and bring back Murakumo. Okay, well, this could have been cool, but now we're just going to lose our entire board. So we're back with the deck, and, well, it held its own all the way to X1. Let's do the pros and cons. First, the pros. 1. The new cards are unbelievable. Crimson Blader feels amazing as an end boss that doesn't suck to draw. Assault Lich is playable a dozen different ways, and the Field Spell and Synchro are genuinely just customs. 2. They play really, really well with White Albaz. You can pivot from the Assault modes into it or back again based on the grip, and the low ceiling board really appreciates the Fallen and the Virtuous. And 3. I take a sick, perverted joy in being able to specifically play a deck this bad to any kind of success. And the cons. 1. Boy, is it weak to spot negation. Psy Reflector is the chokiest of all choke points. If he's negated on the first effect, you have to open E-Telly and the Assault Mode activate. How miserable is that? 2. There are a lot of cards that just beat the Field Spell. It does so much that you can bell it at a time when that card is just absolutely everywhere. And 3. Droll and Lockbird. Some hands can put up something through it, but Reflector into Assault Beast into Droll is going to happen a lot, and you lose the game pretty much every time you see it. All in all, I don't think this deck's very good, but anything above unplayable's infinitely better than it's ever been. So that's that. Thanks so much for watching. These videos are made possible by, and occasionally suggested by, my patrons, some of whom have handed me a lump sum in order to be mentioned at the end of this video. Those people are Absolutely Fran, Elena Tincher, Allison Elliott, Ally, APK Pearly Tier 0, Brett Henry, Broski TCG, Cap, Cool Name, Damon O'Neill, Dark Rebel XYZ, DJ Elefante, El Gravo, Emiliano Deverio, NB Adams, Fabrizio Petroli, Galactic Joey, Hergalicious, Jackie Z, James Place, JP, Cole Offline, Legal Rights, Lucas Rosas, Luis Hernandez, Master Key 090, Matthew M. Derezo, MBT Hablando en Español, MBT Play Medolce, Mike Carlotti, N54 Lionheart, Nacho, Pombo, Pyramid Artisan Field Cloths, TCG Accessories, Rancer My Thing, Rohan Doge, Rose Lapine, Serpentax, Shifter.mp8, Sly Ninja 43, Troy Says By Erasure is Gay, Who's Nick, Yuki Kazami, and Zircon Sun. Couldn't have done it without you.